Hi, I'm Simon Jacobson. Welcome to Meaningful Mondays, where we answer your personal questions. The question for this week is bullying. My son bullies his brothers. We can't get him to stop. He is terrorizing our family. How could a 9-year-old be such a terror? What can we do to change his behavior? Well, bullying has become recently, especially, a prominent issue in psychological circles, trying to identify this phenomenon, both at home and in school, both by boys and surprisingly sometimes even more by girls. What exactly is the true root of bullying? Obviously, the usual suspects include a child who may feel insecure, and the only way they get back at it is becoming a bully. Due to peer pressure, trying to show off that I'm stronger than others. Due to the media and violent video games, where there's an element of winning and losing and an enemy, fighting, probably a combination of all the above. So the preemptive medicine, which is always best, is to not expose our children so much to bullying influences, especially on television, media, internet, video games. Because inevitably it creates a model. It creates an image. Even watching football. You may say, hey, recently there's been a football scandal about bullying. But even the game itself is bullying. There's a lot of intimidation, a lot of who's stronger, who's going to win over whom. So maybe for adults it may be somewhat innocuous, innocent. But children, these things become impressions. They become their heroes. I would impose almost a zero-tolerance approach to this. Obviously, you don't want to hurt the bullier because it's also your child. But it's not acceptable for somebody to intimidate somebody else. And I would use strong measures of discipline, because you have to get the point across. It's not a small thing. A person like that starts feeling, I can do this. And the more they do it and they're not reprimanded, the more they feel entitled. As they get older, they become a personality of that nature. Not good for them. And especially when it's dealing with other children. So I would do whatever it takes. Now, obviously, when we say reprimand, I'm not talking about, God forbid, in any way that's unhealthy or abusive. But I mean to say in no uncertain terms. Children have different incentives, maybe grounding, other elements. Rewarding a child who behaves well, because rewarding is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than punishment. Rewarding a child and say that if you don't behave in a certain way, you'll be rewarded in a certain fashion, that you know the child will be motivated by that, a good incentive. And there may be also a necessity for parents to sit down with a child like that, the bullier that is, and have some conversations, not about bullying, about other things. Try to identify what is going on inside this child. Why would a 9-year-old have to resort to that? What else is going on? Is the child in any other way being hurt? Is the child in something else going on? I think often we have to look not at the bullying, but we have to look at other factors going on in that child's life, and you can often identify other causes. But bullying is a very bad thing, especially both for the bullier and for those that are bullied. They don't get over it easily. It's traumatic and can be a constant effort, that to the point where even adults who are bullied end up developing this type of what they call the Copenhagen syndrome, where you begin to actually identify with your abuser and you almost feel like you deserve it, or you don't feel the strength and the power to be able to stand up for yourself. But that's not the question. Here we're dealing with the bullier. There's another issue of how the person who's being bullied should address it. Obviously, it has to be empowered to defend themselves and not to tolerate. But as parents, this is an issue that should be addressed, nipped in the bud. Do not overlook it, and address it in every possible way, if need be, with a professional. Thank you for watching. I invite your personal questions. Have a meaningful week.